Hi, welcome to Jovie's home. Today I'm going to be doing a video about how to buy a house in Holland. This is going to be the first video of a 3-part series. Today I'm going to be covering the topic of mortgages. So if that sounds good to you, then come on in, kick off your shoes and stay a while. I'm really glad you're here. Before we get started, and before I get into the video, I'm going to go ahead and ask you to please click that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up if you like the topic and the content. And also, if there is another topic that you would like me to cover, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. I'd love to know what you're interested in hearing from me. In terms of a disclaimer, I am not a mortgage advisor nor an expert in this area by any means. However, I am an expat that has bought 2 homes in the Netherlands and sold one. So I've been through the process a couple of times, and also I've done some research before doing this video. I will leave links below so that you can go ahead and further research for yourself if you would like more information. This video is going to just kind of cover the general topics about a mortgage. Everyone is different. Everyone has a different situation and circumstance. So please don't take what I say for granted, but this is just kind of an introduction just to give you a heads up and also to let you know that there are some things that are different in the Netherlands than in other places. So if that sounds good, then let's get to it. So the first thing about getting a mortgage in the Netherlands is who can get one? I mean, can I get one? Can anyone get one? Basically, if you have a permanent job or a very steady contract and you can show that through your employer's statement, you can qualify for a mortgage. If you're buying a house by yourself or with a partner, they will consider both of you or your combined income. So yeah, basically it's pretty easy to get a mortgage if you have a Dutch job and you're working in the Netherlands. Well, now in a lot of cases, they're also asking for an additional employer statement, and your HR person or your finance department should know what that is. So if you're asked for that, your employer is able to provide that. And yeah, basically that's kind of what it comes down to. Now, in terms of those of you who are working in an international organization where permanent contracts don't necessarily exist, but you are having a contract that is maybe for 3 years and then that's been renewed and renewed and renewed, there are banks that will also lend to you. So don't think that just because you don't have a permanent contract that you cannot get a mortgage, because you can. But how much? So how much can you qualify for? How much can you get? In general, the general rule in the Netherlands is that you can have 5 times your salary or combined salary if you are buying with someone else. And there are many mortgage calculators, tools and things available. There will certainly be one linked below so you can kind of have an estimation. Now, as I said, this is an estimation, so it's not for real or for certain that that's the amount that you're gonna get, but it is a pretty good indicator of how much you will get. Your mortgage advisors will certainly be able to guide you further on that. But 5 times your salary or combined salary is a pretty good indication. One thing that really surprised me about buying a home in the Netherlands, which is different than in the United States or in many other countries that I'm aware of, is that there is no down payment required. You may certainly make a down payment if you would like to. That will end up giving you lower monthly payments. That's totally fine, you can do that, but you may also finance 100% of the purchase price of the house. So yeah, that's really cool. That makes it easier for starters or people who are, younger to actually become homeowners, because in the end, in the Netherlands, it is really worth it to actually own your own home. If you end up buying a home that has need for a lot of improvements, and where making those improvements would actually increase the value of the home, you are even able to get that those amounts sometimes included in your financing. So for example, if you're gonna buy a home and the kitchen is a disaster, and then you would go ahead and put in a new kitchen, and let's say putting in a new kitchen would raise the value by 10,000 euros, and you're gonna put in a 10,000 euro kitchen, it is possible to actually get that money included in the mortgage itself so that you don't need to pay that out of pocket either. Do discuss that with your mortgage advisor if that is something that you would like to consider. That said, if the kitchen, using the kitchen as an example, if the kitchen is in good condition and it is absolutely fine and looks fine, and you know, but maybe it's red and you don't want a red kitchen, you want a white kitchen, where increasing or changing that kitchen is not going to increase the value of the house. It's really a cosmetic thing that would increase the appeal for you. Then in that case, the bank might say no to giving you the money for that. So the money to do the improvements really has to actually increase the value of the home, and not just like be a cosmetic thing that is going to be something that you like more than someone else. When you go ahead to apply for a mortgage, it can take a few days or like a week, or you know, it's a pretty quick process where you will receive like a provisional offer or multiple offers from different banks. And then once you choose which offer you would like, you're going to go ahead and sign that offer, and then it will be like a few weeks process to actually get that mortgage in place. But so it's kind of like a two-step thing. You know, you get the provisional approval or the provisional offer, you go ahead and sign that, and then the whole mortgage arrangement process will commence and will take some time. Where can you get a mortgage in the Netherlands? You can either choose to go directly to your bank where you bank and you can ask them, or you can go to any of these kind of Hypotheek shops or Hypotheek advisors. There are standalone kind of stores basically where they are employed multiple experts with mortgages. So you can go to any of these places and speak to an advisor, and then they will help you to do the arranging of the mortgage. The benefit of going to a Hypotheek store as opposed to going directly to your bank is that with going to a store, you might get offers from other banks than your own, whereas if you just go to your own bank, that's the only offer that you'll get, and you might not be able to compare and contrast, a lower interest rate from someone else or a lower monthly payment or something like that. So going to these like shops is advantageous for you because you're going to be able to get multiple offers. And another place where you might be able to have like a mortgage advisor is in the situation of if you end up hiring a real estate agent or an agency that's going to help you look for a home. Oftentimes they will have an in-house mortgage advisor that can help you also to arrange your mortgage. There are fees associated with arranging a mortgage and having a mortgage advisor, so there will be a fee for this. It is like a couple €1,000 to have that done. However, those costs can also be financed within the mortgage, so the fees for having the mortgage arranged can be also mortgaged. So just so you're aware that there will be a fee for this service. One really, really cool thing about buying a house in the Netherlands and having a mortgage here is something called a national mortgage guarantee. Again, there will be more information about this down below, but I'm just going to give you a few of the really cool points about it. In 2019, when I'm filming this video, the amount is €290,000, which means that if you are purchasing a property that is €290,000 or less, you can apply and pay for to get a national mortgage guarantee. What this means is that if you are unable to work, or if you are fired from your job and you can no longer afford to make your mortgage payments, if you have this national mortgage guarantee in place, they will step in and pay for your mortgage, and they will enable you basically to stay in your home even if you are not able to make your mortgage payments. This is great for especially first-time home buyers, or people who are going into a home with a value of €290,000 or less. In addition, some banks will say that if you go ahead and have the national mortgage guarantee, they will give you a discount on the mortgage interest rate, which will in turn give you a lower monthly payment on your home. So it's really excellent. It is worth it. I believe that when we bought our first home, it cost about €1,000 to get the mortgage guarantee, and we were very pleased to have it. I just want to say one caveat to this amount is the national mortgage guarantee it is not dependent on the amount that you actually borrow. So for example, let's say you find a home that is 300,000 euros and you have 10,000 euros that you're going to put as a down payment, and therefore you're only going to mortgage 290,000. You will not be eligible anymore to have the national mortgage guarantee. So it's not dependent on the amount that you borrow. It is fully dependent on the purchase price of the home. So that is just something to keep in mind when looking. Some other cool features about owning a home in the Netherlands is the tax deductions that come with that. So the amount of interest that you pay on your home, it is tax deductible. However, the percentage is dependent also on your taxable income bracket. So for the sake of clarity, and let's do the math together, if you pay 1,000 euros of interest, not your monthly mortgage payment, but if it's 1,000 euros of interest per month and you are in the 37% tax bracket, you can get back 37% of that 1,000 euros each month. So 370 euros back. If you're in the 42% bracket, you would be getting 420 euros back if you were paying 1,000 euros of interest on your mortgage per month. So that is dependent on your taxable income and which bracket you're in. You may choose to have this deduction done either monthly, so you can have the amount transferred back to your account every single month, or you can choose to have it done once a year with your annual tax returns. So some people choose to do this as a kind of quote unquote savings account. So you don't do it every month. You just go ahead and you pay your mortgage, and then in July of every year, you just get this like kind of windfall maybe. So something to think about. If you are working at an international organization and your income is not taxed in the Netherlands, so you are exempt from taxes, you will not be eligible to receive this refund on the mortgage interest. So if you pay zero taxes, you get zero refund. However, if you are in the 30% bracket, so if you have the 30% ruling in the Netherlands, then you will be eligible to receive some portion of your interest back. While we're on the subject of tax deductions, the fees that you pay for your notary and for your mortgage advisor the first year, so once you buy your home and you do your taxes for that year, those fees will also be tax deductible. A couple of last points that I want to make is that as a part of the mortgage approval process, just be aware that there will be a moment where your bank or whoever is going to be arranging your mortgage for you, they will send their appraiser to your home, to the home that you would like to buy, to do an assessment to make sure that the value of the home is what, the purchase, like, corresponds with the purchase price. So there will be an appraiser that will have a look at the home before your mortgage is finalized. We will talk more in the next video about buying a house, about the notary, but just to mention here briefly that your mortgage, once it's approved and everything's in place, before you go to transfer the key, the bank will transfer the money to your designated notary. So whoever is going to be overseeing your home purchase transaction, the notary that is in charge, they will receive the money in their bank account, and then that notary will go ahead and pay the house to the seller. And also, you should know that if you don't speak Dutch, that your notary may require you to have an official translator. And I'm not talking about just one of you. So if your spouse is Dutch or your partner is Dutch, but you are not Dutch, your notary may require you to have an official translator just for you. If you don't want to have an official translator, you may ask to sign a waiver that you understand that you are not having all of the legal things explained to you. So go ahead and have a waiver signed if you want, and then you do not necessarily need to have a translator. Not all notaries will agree to this, some will. So when you're deciding which notary to use, keep that in mind if you don't want to have the translator fees, which can be like 300 to 400 euros for the translations. You guys, thank you so much. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for being here today. Thanks so much for coming over. I hope it was helpful and gave you some, positive encouragement to go ahead and, see if you can qualify to get a home in the Netherlands. It is really much more cost effective than renting, and you're building something for your own future. investing in yourself, so it's worth it. Next time, the next video that I'm going to do is going to be about finding a home, the process about finding an existing home and everything that you need to know about that. So please do join me. If you click the subscribe button and the little notification bell, you'll get a notification when that video is up. And it would also mean a lot to me. So thank you so much. Thanks for coming over. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.